Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. On this channel, we cut through the hype and the noise, and we give you the non-biased information you can use to make informed decisions. Well, guys, in this video, we're going to dive into all the bullish news between XRP and HBAR, and there is a lot of it. But what we're going to take a look at is what part of the news that we hear constantly about these two great projects, how much of it is positive for the retail investor and how much of it has nothing to do with the token. Because guys, the hardest thing about investing in crypto is finding valid information. I spend countless hours every week cutting through the hype, and when I do, I find out that it had nothing to do with the retail token that I own. And that doesn't matter if it's XRP or HBAR or Ethereum or a lot of different projects, XDC and R3/4. It's constantly getting good news, but when you dig into it, not all the time is it positive for the retail token. So guys, we're going to lay all that out for you, and I'm telling you, I'm not here to shield either one of these projects or cast FUD. I just want to give you the truth as we see it. I'm going to give you the facts. And guys, if you disagree, you owe it to yourself. If you care about your money and you really want to capitalize on what's coming down the pipe, dive into it straight from the source. Figure out if this is misinformation or not. Don't just get triggered. I highly recommend you do your own research. And if you do, we will agree a lot more than we disagree. And for the people that want to call me out all the time in the comments section, which I'm okay with it, why is it that you call out the truth and the information you don't agree with, but when someone tells you something that is just totally made up or a lie or gives you a price prediction that just doesn't mathematically make sense, why don't you call those guys out? I highly recommend you do that. Now, let's dive into this video. It's going to be great because, guys, there is a wealth of positive news come out for these two projects every single day. And if you stay with me, at the end, we're going to take a look at the charts and see if we should stack either one of these projects right now. Before we get into it, hit that like button. Let's go. All right, guys, if you haven't been to Ripple's website, you need to go there. Surf around, watch all their videos. Those videos don't lie. You're getting information straight from the source. And when you hear Ripple's doing this, Ripple's doing that, I highly recommend you find out if they're doing that with Ripple's ODL or with Ripple's supply or how that works. Because a lot of times it has nothing to do with retail XRP. Now, that being said, what you're looking at on the screen are all the partners with Ripple, and they're in the news almost every day. You see Tranglo, you see SBI Remits, you see the country of Palau. I think I said that right. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, because the news is endless for Ripple. Not one partner that you see on the screen, not one owns or buys XRP. Now, that may be shocking to you, and a lot of you people, a lot of people watching this believe that's impossible because every day they hear, like Bank of America is going to use XRP, so and so is going to use XRP. That's right, they use it, but they don't buy it. How is that positive for the retail token holders? Ripple services, over 75% of the partnerships have no service or no uh, access to XRP whatsoever, have no use for it. And then only about 25% of the time do any of Ripple's customers use XRP. But for that 25%, they do not own XRP. They basically use Ripple supply. Ripple offers that service, and Ripple makes all the money. Now, Liquidity Hub, great service. Ripple makes all the money. But check this out. Liquidity Hub has been in the news constantly, but Liquidity Hub doesn't use or even offer XRP, but they offer Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and if I understand this right, they've added USDT and USDC as well, and they plan to add a lot more tokens, but I haven't found anywhere that they plan to add XRP to their Liquidity Hub. Now, also, what you see on the screen is users can now trade USDT and USDC on Ripple's XRP Ledger DEX. I've been telling people constantly that just because you hear the XRP Ledger doesn't mean anyone has to buy XRP. And a lot of people comment on that, but there's your truth right there. You do not have to use XRP to transact on the XRP ledger, especially if you're going through Ripple. How's that bullish for the retail token holder? Now, I'm not going to play this video, but if you go to ripple.com and go to cross-border payments, they talk about ODL. And in this video, it tells you, it explains how cross-border payments work with ODL, and it tells you point blank, all transactions between those partners or the banks are funded by Ripple's account. Now, Crypto Army is someone I need to give a shout out to. She created a video this morning that really got me going down this rabbit hole, and she talked about the future of stable coins. And I definitely see this in my research. Guys, stable coins are going to be everywhere. Once they get some legality going, you're going to be able to, use anyone's, and thousands, probably literally thousands of different stable coins. Different companies might have their own stable coin. Banks might have their own stable coin. Countries won't have a stable coin, but they'll have CBDCs that act like stable coins. And that's definitely where the future looks like it's going when you're moving money around the world between the legacy banks and all the power players. The stable coins and the deposit tokens look like they are going to be the main mechanism. Now, I want to play something that she talks about, and she interviews, or she didn't do it, that one of the developers, the main developers for Ripple, who has his own corridor, talks about XRP and some other things. And guys, this is coming straight from the source, but you need to hear me out. But I'll leave a link down below to this video. I highly recommend everyone go watch the video. It's a wealth of information. And she also comments, which caught me off guard, but I kind of knew it, I just haven't done the research. She said that it would take 100,000 projects to be initiated, to be added to the XRP ledger to catch up with Ethereum's ecosystem. Those are her words, not mine. Check this out, guys.
And Naveen Gupta said that ODL will also use other crypto. No doubt one of those is going to be stablecoins.
You only convert into XRP, correct?
We don't convert, so we essentially use an exchange. So for example, Bitstamp is an exchange that we would use in the UK. For example, CoinsPH is an exchange that we will use in Philippines. So these are exchanges with open order book. So we use those open order books to do the conversion.
But you only do it into XRP.
That's currently we only do it in XRP, but the technology itself is neutral. So as more cryptocurrencies evolve and they have enough liquidity pairs, then we will use many other things as well.
You're able to use,
absolutely.
and you'll be happy to. Okay.
Yeah. But what we do is when we send cross-border payments, right? So when an institution A sends cross-border payments to institution B, like today we use US dollar. So to give you an example, when GBP moves into Philippines peso, GBP gets converted to US dollar. US dollar gets converted to Philippines peso. Exactly in this case, GBP gets converted to XRP, XRP into Philippines peso. But XRP is taken from the public chain, right? But you could do exactly the same thing with GBP into Ethereum, into Philippines peso, GBP into USDC, into Philippines peso.
So guys, that's coming straight from the source. When you hear ODL, especially in the future, doesn't mean they're even using XRP at that time. And just like he said, people are always talking about how it's cutting edge technology. It's this, it's that. No other token or nothing else creates the same opportunity. Well, they're creating their own competition, if you think about it, because they're basically saying, look, our technology can be used across any token. And guys, Ripple, which is a phenomenal company, Ripple's there to make money. So they have that technology. They can use XRP, they can use Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, it doesn't matter. And they plan to just broaden all that out and offer that to their customers. Because guys, Ripple is a business. And when you study their business model and how they plan to use XRP and their escrow and their ODL, you'll understand what everything looks like. And you'll understand that when you hear Ripple partner, it probably has nothing to do with XRP. And even when it does, it's not anyone stepping into the retail market to buy XRP. They're stepping into Ripple's supply and they're paying Ripple so that they have zero exposure to XRP, to the ownership and the volatility of it. That's why ODL and Liquidity Hub and all this was created. It is a fascinating, amazing blueprint and business model. And if it stays legal the way they're doing everything, and everything gets legal clarity in their business model, they will teach that in Harvard, and it may be the infrastructure or the blueprint for the future. It's absolutely amazing, but it's not that bullish for retail XRP. Now, some would say, well, they burn so much of the supply and it'll be deflationary. Well, guys, right now, the deflationary amount, it takes about 32 years to burn 1 billion tokens, and you still have 99 billion tokens in the future. So think about it, guys. That's definitely going to increase. But the way I see it right now, whether it's ODL or any bank in the world, the only reason it's bullish for the XRP token holder is because the majority of people out there, especially people that are new to the space that haven't done their own research, they believe that it's extremely bullish, that all the banks are going to be buying XRP, and that is not the case. But that does move the market. So that's the only thing that I see is positive. Now, that being said, if you flip that, when you hear Hedera or HBAR has a partnership with anyone, you know that they have to buy the token. And that's what you want to hear. Now, we're going to dive into all the positive news about Hedera and HBAR. And guys, it is impressive. And I say this almost every week, but this is by far the most impressive information that I'm going to share with you. And a little bit of it is because I have a better understanding. And it's absolutely, it will move the needle, in my opinion. But none of this financial advice. You do your own research and decide. Now, one thing I'm seeing, whether it's FedNow or with Swift or the repo market with like the way JP Morgan's trying to set things up, or MoneyGram or whoever, no, not MoneyGram, take them away. But inside like the legacy bank system and Swift and FedNow and the CBDC projects, none of those projects are using blockchain inside their network. Now, outside the network, like Swift's using Link for their gateway, but inside, the banks are not using crypto or blockchain, I guess, if you think about it. But check this out, guys. Here's what I want to share with you guys. This is M10, and they are a Bank of International Settlement partner, and a big one. and they show how they are setting up the processes. This is basically what I see time and time again. You've got the customer wanting to send a payment. They put it into a smart contract. It goes into a ledger, and these are digital. These are these are going to be CBDCs or stable coins for the most part, and you can transfer it in, whether it's USD or the euro or any other currency. It's going to be able to use different assets. Anyway, it will go into another bank's liquidity pool. These are the liquidity pool banks, and they'll process it back to the ledger, and then it'll go, and you'll get a notification of what needs to happen with that smart contract, and then that gets filled and it's done. Now, this is the most exciting news, how it really pertains to HBAR. Now, Visa and FIS Global are the most dominant players when it comes to everyday payments across the board. Now, you have JP Morgan, that is the largest bank in America and arguably in the world, but you get into China and you got half government, half independent, so it's hard to compare. But for the most part, they are all setting up the same type systems where they're using ledgers, and they're not going to use a payment token. It looks like digital tokens, bank tokens, or stable coins are going to be the mechanisms inside their networks. Now, here's what's so exciting about this. And this all started with the FedNow examples that brought all this to my attention. You have FIS Global and Drops are two of the big announcements that FedNow had when it came to Hedera. Well, FIS Global arguably is going to get the lion's share when it comes to FedNow, and they have a partnership with Visa. Now check this out, guys, because this is what is so important, and I got this from listening to the developers that work on HBAR and inside the Hedera ecosystem. Basically, you have a proof of reserve mechanism that HBAR has. So basically, when stable coins come out, well, they want proof of reserves. And there's going to be an unbelievable amount of stable coins. Well, when you look at all these testing products that are coming out and systems and roadmaps, guys, they all have to prove that reserve. And Hedera is the mechanism with their proof of reserve that looks like it is going to get the lion's share. It looks like it may be the standard. Now, we're really early, but what I'm going to play for you is one of the guys with FIS Global, and he explains about the future of stablecoins. And guys, when you talk about liquidity, I know ODL and Ripple's liquidity hub is powerful, but what I'm about to share with you guys, to me, is 10x more in front of what Ripple's trying to do. And it's not a jab against Ripple, but you got to think, guys, Ripple is trying to build a company and grab customers. FIS is like Swift. It has the lion's share of customers around the world. Now, I don't know if where they stand exactly, but I know they move trillions of dollars of assets every single year. Check out what they just created with stable coins, and they're using Hedera's mechanism. Hear this out.
Yeah, so the stablecoin settlement solution is actually, somewhat straightforward, being honest. So right now, we process transactions for clients all around the world in, over 150 different currencies. And we give our clients the ability to receive payment in whatever settlement currency they want. So for example, I as a merchant, I could accept payment in 150 currencies, but if I'm a US company and I have to pay my employees in US dollars and my vendors in US dollars, maybe I want all of that currency to be settled to me in US dollars so that I don't need to then go out and trade 150 different currencies with my banks into US dollars. So we provide that as a foreign exchange service. And all we've really done is added USDC as a stable coin, as a settlement currency option. So now as a merchant or a client of WorldPay, you can say, hey, WorldPay, I want to receive some of my transactions or all of my transactions in USDC rather than USD or Euro or GBP. Or maybe I want us to receive some USD, some Euro, some GBP, and some USDC. So really the merchant can configure whatever ratio they want. That's fully within their control. They can do it dynamically and in real time. That functionality exists in our platform today. And all we do then is for the portions of the transactions, whether it's all their transactions or some, percentage, when we send them their funds every day, take that percentage of that portion, convert it into USDC on their behalf directly with Circle at a very kind of attractive wholesale rate with unlimited liquidity, which at the volumes we're transacting, the unlimited liquidity piece is absolutely key. And then send that onwards to...
Think about it, guys. We hear that constantly about how liquidity is an issue. He just said you can convert 150 different currencies into the US dollar or whatever you want, and they have unlimited liquidity and instant settlement. And here's the thing, guys, they have like 12,000 customers around the world already. So when they roll out this type project, guys, they're going to maintain and even grab more of the lion's share. You can almost guarantee it. And they are literally putting Hedera in the standard with their proof of reserves. And they are one of the governing board members. Now, if that wasn't bullish enough, right now, Hedera's stablecoin studio is becoming like the front runner of companies and governments wanting to build stable coins. It is so simple from my understanding, and it has that mechanism. Guys, it has the proof of reserve treasury management system. So even though Hedera is not the payment mechanism for like cross-border payments, it may be used even more because what they're talking about it is Visa going to use it, FIS Global's going to use it, and they're saying that if this does become the standard, almost every stablecoin out there will want to be using the proof of reserve mechanism or management system, whatever you want to call it, of Hedera and HBAR. Guys, that can't be more bullish in my opinion. I love it. And they're not competing for that cross-border payment. They're competing in something totally different. And I don't know any other blockchain that is even a competitor even talking about that. Now, check this out. And this got me excited as well. This is one of the head guys at Hedera. He's the executive director. And listen to this quote, guys. It said, they are excited about this announcement for several reasons. It is an innovative use case from a Hedera governing council member solving a significant latency issue in current payments infrastructure. It is the first Oracle on Hedera and complements our stablecoin studio as a proof of reserve service. And it's the first announcement from the Hashgraph Enterprise program, the first of many. Guys, I'm telling you, I hear the developers talk about it every single week. That governing body of Hedera, they are all building projects. Yes, they have other partnerships around the globe with other blockchains and all kinds of pilot programs. But guys, they're going to be, if you look at the quality of the projects being built on Hedera right now, and they all got to use the HBAR token, it's impressive. Think about it. When you talk about scaling, and people are always talking about tomorrow, one day, flip the switch, and all that crazy stuff, guys, Hedera, HBAR just hit over 20 billion transactions, and it went from like 14 billion to 20 billion in like 2 or 3 weeks, guys. It is absolutely on fire. I think this is so undervalued, and I think everyone should take a look at HBAR. Now, that being said, let's look at HBAR's chart, and then we'll also look at XRP. First thing I always do, guys, I recommend go look at the Bitcoin dominance, which for some reason is not punching up right now. But I can tell you what it is. They're both going down against Bitcoin. So for me, I'm not in a hurry to buy either one of these projects, even though they are getting to great prices. And if you look at HBAR, it's been bouncing around. It's got a lot of support at that 5 cents, but you also see the volume dying, and there's some unlocks. I have a great bag at 5 cents and down, but guys, I want to stack more HBAR at 4, 3, maybe 2 cents if somehow we can get there. And with the unlocks coming and the recession that no one can deny that we're moving into, and the Bitcoin dominance getting stronger, but Bitcoin is actually going down. If Bitcoin goes down and starts to test its lows of this bear market, guys, all these projects are going to collapse. And that's what I hope is going to happen. Let's see if the Bitcoin dominance chart for XRP, yeah, it shows up. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance, it's up today, and that looks positive. But when you look at the weekly, it's still going down, but it's trying to find a bottom maybe. But when you look at it on the monthly, the odds are it's just going to start bleeding again against Bitcoin. So it tells you that the big money, the smart money, still is moving into Bitcoin over XRP. This is the daily. Technically, I guess it's about even for the day. Let's see what it says. It's slightly up for the day. If you look at the weekly, it's slightly down. If you look at the monthly, it's way down. And then if you look at the last 90 days, you know, after the announcement, basically it's given up every bit of those gains. Guys, it could trade sideways from here forever, at least till the bull run. But if it breaks this support at all at any time, we're going much lower. For me, I'm probably going to wait for that. But that being said, it could be a great swing trade to stack XRP around 50 cents, and any positive news in the next couple of months could pop this thing back up to, 50 or 60, 70 cents and be a great swing trade. I don't want to hold it until the bull run personally, but if it's still down once the bull run has started, if XRP hasn't started to move, that at 50 cents would be a great swing trade. And you could buy it at say 50 cents, hopefully lower dollar cost average on the way out, and move on. That would be my plan. But guys, I know a lot of this sounds negative about XRP because people just hate to hear the truth, but the facts are the XRP ledger is amazing. Ripple's business model is amazing. But being that banks do not own or buy or have any plans to buy XRP, and none of the Ripple's partners do, how is that bullish for XRP? Guys, if you're going to leave a comment in the comment section, please let me know with some facts where I'm going wrong. And if you think that I am wrong, please tell me with some proof, which partner owns XRP. None of them do. So guys, when you hear all these influencers hyping up this bank, that bank, guys, call them out, make them verify it. And then that being said, when you think about if the banks aren't moving into XRP, if the CBDCs can build on the XRP ledger and don't have to use XRP. How is all this bullish? XRP L and XRP is going to do fine. It's going to do well. But guys, I don't see any life-changing gains coming out anytime soon. That being said, I could definitely see some big moves coming out of HBAR because their ecosystem is exploding. They don't have quite as much news as Ripple does day in, day out. But the difference is every time you hear something positive about Hedera and HBAR, you know people are going to be stacking the HBAR token. They have to, and that's not the case with XRP. I wish it was different. If the banks had to go in and buy the XRP token, people would have a case for XRP to pump to some of these crazy numbers. But the facts are, banks are just not going to be buying XRP. And why would they, guys? You don't buy a volatile asset to hopefully save you some money. Now, I'm going to say this as well. I know I'm getting a little long in the tooth. I think the biggest reason we're literally having this SEC craziness go on, I believe it's the legacy banks trying to buy time. And what they're looking to do, guys, and this makes sense. If you look at how FedNow and SWIFT and everything is set up, right? And just like what I showed you, if you're not using a payment token mechanism, there's zero risk. They're already regulated by the banks. And once stable coins get legal clarity, which they kind of do, they're this close, is they're basically saying you have to prove those reserves. And if you can prove those reserves, it's legit. That's kind of the rules right now. But if you think about it, guys, it's going to be years and years and years before all these payment tokens could get regulation. Meanwhile, these systems are going to be in place and set up, and they're not going to be using payment tokens inside. That being said, guys, there's going to be thousands of rails, money moving just like we move money around day to day, just like Venmo, Cash Out, PayPal. You're going to have apps with XRP, apps with XLM. You're going to have the Lightning Network. You're going to have millions of rails all getting their share. That's why I'm still bullish on the bags that I have. They're all going to get their share, but they're not going to get the lion's share. The legacy banks, JP Morgan's got an even more powerful roadmap than this one I just showed you with FIS, right? So you got FIS, you got Swift's new roadmap. See, guys, I see this news every single day. They're talking about this is slow, this is slow. You know, Swift should be outdated. Swift should be overthrown by Ripple XRP. Guys, look at the new technology they're setting up. You're talking about the old system. Just like Ripple's coming out with new products every day and all this technology is exploding, so is Swift's, so is the legacy banks, so is FedNow. They all got roadmaps, guys, and they're getting to the point where they're showing their cards, guys. Just follow what's out there, because a lot of the hype we're hearing about in crypto, about the flip the switch, guys, it's going to get you wrecked, because they obviously are not comparing what I just showed you to JP Morgan or to Swift's new system or how the CBDCs are going to work inside FedNow. The big money's going to flow through the same entities, guys, and it's not going to be through payment tokens. Payment tokens will be used, and they may last forever, but they're going to be a smaller percent than anyone alludes to whatsoever. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and if you know of any Ripple customer that actually has owned or buys and owns and stacks XRP, let me know with some proof. But you're not going to find it, guys, and you should be calling out anyone giving you this misinformation. And then once you understand that they've been lying to you about the banks buying XRP, well, then why would you want to listen to them about anything? Anyway, that's my policy. Share this with like-minded people. Send it to the people that contradict it. Tell them to hit me up. If you're an influencer, I'd love you to come on my show for a great debate. I'll come on yours because I do this for you guys. I want everyone to capitalize on the biggest opportunity in history, and it comes from getting good, solid information so you can make good decisions. And guys, do your own research, go straight to the source, and figure this stuff out. That's all I got for you. Hit that like button, and no matter what, guys, come back and be part of this community. Take care, and remember, not financial advice.